Let's dive a little bit into what GitLab means by being a platform. Now, when we do the platforming of DevSecOps, we want to remove undifferentiated coding for everything about DevOps. What this does is make GitLab an ideal platform to build internal developer platforms on top of. Within GitLab, we have platformed capabilities. Now, what's interesting about these capabilities is that we can use them within the platform, and we can use them in multiple places because they're expressed as platformed capabilities, but it also means that you can leverage them in your solutions. So let's talk a little bit about the high-level platform capabilities. We've been talking a lot recently about AI and ML and how we've introduced these capabilities throughout the entire platform. And that's what we mean by a platforming approach. When we take a look at enhancing it with something, we frequently look across the entire platform and say, how should this particular new capability affect a platform versus affecting just certain silos of functionality? Collaboration has been a really strong point for GitLab for a long time. We also have work management capabilities. So the ability to organize work, assign work, understand the status of work, all of that is within GitLab as a high-level platform service. We also have secure software development as a platform theme inside of GitLab, one of the strongest themes and why we changed it to the DevSecOps platform. Also, compliant software development, which is related to but slightly different than secure software development, is another aspect of how we look at a platform approach. So we introduce compliance capabilities throughout the entire platform in places that they make sense and make them usable by end customers. Environments as code is something we haven't talked a lot about, but the ability to stand up entire complete environments out of code is a capability of GitLab. Value stream management is another capability which requires and benefits from the fact that GitLab's a platform. So we have the ability to do telemetry signaling from within the platform anywhere and have a common data store for all of that information that helps you manage value stream. We also have developer productivity platformed into GitLab. A lot of this has to do with templating and guardrails and policies that allow developers to be quickly productive with the stacks that you want them to work with. And so you can express templates and other things within the platform in order to give that guidance. Now, these are sort of high-level platform capabilities. To back these, we need detailed technical capabilities, which are also an aspect or element of platform that can be reused by you. So we have foundational platform capabilities as well. For instance, GitLab has a comprehensive API, and a lot of the things that it does as code. In other words, you store them as YAML or some other code file format inside of a project, and they help you configure either GitLab or your project or something else. So a platform API and an as code approach to most things helps with this whole concept of reusable platform. One of the really interesting things we have is workflow automation for both dev and ops. So the gold standard in DevOps is to make everything into machine automation that you possibly can. However, there are a lot of things that still need to have a human hand in them. And because of that, we can still apply special controls and automation to make those as smooth and easy as possible. So GitLab has a lot of workflow automation controls built in. Another aspect we have is role-based authentication controls. So GitLab has built-in role-based authentication with several standard roles that have a variety of permissions across the entire platform. But users can also create GitLab groups that only have users in them and use those to assign to several different places in the system where you can then create a group-oriented approach to your security for merge requests, for deployments, and other things like that. We also have modular composable CI/CD automation. And so this is a very platformed capability where you can use this for a lot of your normal CI/CD and testing tasks, but you can also extend it to reach back into GitLab and do other kinds of automation tasks you might need to. Something that's also not as well known is that we have a fairly substantial configuration data management capability. So using our advanced CI/CD variables, both their inheritance through a group hierarchy, as well as their ability to be assigned to branch scopes, allows you to do some pretty incredible capabilities in terms of having some complex configuration data for multiple environments you might be setting up within a project. We also use Git for dev and ops. So within GitLab, all the things that you normally do for dev, like merge requests and approvals and other things, we can also do for deployments because we implement deployment as GitOps. We also have user and workload authentication for third-party integration. So there's 3 different ways that runners can integrate into cloud accounts or other types of accounts in order to authenticate into those environments. We have a lot of built-in and partner integrations, so actual integrations into the core of GitLab. There's an endless number of CI/CD integrations because these can be built by anyone at any time. And then we also have templating capabilities. We have them at the CI/CD level. We have them throughout the system in things such as issue and merge request templates. And we also have the entire project templates. So lots of different ways to template to help with that developer productivity challenge that we talked about earlier. By taking a platform approach to all of its capabilities, GitLab has a lot of interesting flexibilities which can be very helpful for you. One of them is that these capabilities are usable by everyone. They're not internal capabilities, although they're used internally. You can also use them for building anything you want. They're also much easier to shift left because they're not overly opinionated to being in a specific place within the product. They're also extensible by everyone. So our partner ecosystem, as well as customers, are capable of extending GitLab in a lot of unique and interesting ways. And then finally, they're composable. So we have a variety of pipelines that we provide just to show you how things can be done. And you can recompose those pipelines or learn lessons from them on how to compose your own from scratch. So we just really think that building your applications and developer platforms deserves a firm DevSecOps foundation. And so GitLab brings you all these platform capabilities so that you can do just that.